This section I call Tips for Teachers, things that you can do to make this program more efficient and easy for you to use in the classroom. One thing I like to suggest is with your teacher's guide is to use the Duraflex tabs to identify key pages, such as the word list, the reward sheets, your assessment pages, your parent letter, your tips for implementing and establishing a time frame of instruction, and for your lesson cycle. Another tip I can recommend to make it easier to use your word building lesson book is to use those tabs and select one color to identify all of your post-tests. For example, post-test 1, I've marked with a tab. I can easily flip to post-test 2 to that tab. I can continue with post-test 3 and post-test 4 the same way. I've also used different color tabs to identify the student lesson. As this program is meant to be used one-on-one, you should have students at different levels. I used a green tab to identify one student who is working on the lesson on My. Notice it's at the bottom of the page because that's telling me that this is a student where I'm repeating the instruction. I have a student that I used a blue tab for. And that student is beginning a different lesson. Lesson 4 is, and it's over here to the left because actually that student has completed that lesson. And that's my tip, that when I begin again, they will begin with a brand new word, the word home. Another tip I can share for your word and picture cards and keeping those organized is to move your picture cards into something like a coupon holder. Divide the tabs by the number of pictures and then just drop your pictures into those slots. And then it's easier to pull them out when you need to use them. And use the tray for all of your word cards, and I split them 1 through 70 and 71 through 140. You can also, to help reinforce your cards, use something like badge holders or ultra strong lamination to put the word and picture cards in. Also, with the word and picture cards, instead of using the tray, you can use a simple sentence strip holder. And just like we set up the sentences in the tray, you can set up your sentences in the pocket chart. This is really good for students who have difficulty with fine motor skills, as well as that might be using standers or wheelchairs and needs more stability. It's also another organizational technique if you have two people using the Step 1C at the same time. A tip for Step 1D is are using wiki sticks. Wiki sticks can be used to make the activity sheets interactive. For example, you can do the find a word and have the students create circles with the wiki sticks and use the communicator clear boards as the surface, and the wiki sticks simply pull off. You can use them with something like the find a word or connect a word by having them match up instead of using pen or pencil. You can also help improve using the stand by applying a wiki stick. And then the cards stay right on the stand in case they fall off for students. You can do the same thing with the match on the mat and help the cards stay in place. And one final instructional tip is to look in our catalog for these sturdy book plastic sleeves. You can take the books apart and put each page into a sleeve, which reinforces the books and allows them to last longer, particularly if you have students that drool, tear, or just want to use the books a lot. The nice thing about these also is that you can take the pieces out, clip them together, and insert another book in for frequent reuse.